we are joined by special guest today, Sam Malkinski, here at the Avalanche practice facility. Sam, we'll get into the hockey talk in a second. First, everyone we have on the show, we've got to get a bad food take from. For example, I like mayonnaise on burritos. Very gross, I know. Is there any kind of food that you like that's a little bit out there that people might think is not great?
Not that I can think of. I mean, ketchup on eggs, I know that's somewhat common, but some people think that's really gross, so that'll be mine.
I'll allow it. Not quite the mustard on pizza level that we've had from a couple of guests.
I don't know. Kyle Quincy's was probably
the
grossest. The
tuna pudding.
It was like tuna and yogurt.
Yeah.
You would blend it up and like drink it. Oh, it was gross.
I put yogurt on waffles, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's
right.
considered weird.
I think that's better than ketchup on eggs.
That sounds a little horrific.
Is there any fruit
pretty good.
with the yogurt?
What'd you say?
Fruit with the yogurt on the waffles?
Sometimes, but I think like a strawberry yogurt I think is really good on waffles. So.
All right, I think we're there. I
actually see the vision. No, you put fruit on waffles, and it's just sort of an extension of the fruit.
I mean, I'll try it.
All right. All right, let's actually jump into the hockey talk here. I want to start with the question I'm sure you've answered a bunch of times by now, but why the Colorado Avalanche?
It just seems like a really special organization. It was one that stood out to me. I know there's a lot of opportunity on the right side, so that was definitely something that stood out to me. But, you just hear great things about the coaching staff and all the players that have come through here, and I like the way their defensemen play as well. So a lot of factors that went into it, and seems like a good decision for myself so far.
I'm sure you shared the ice with NHL guys before, but looking at some of the games you got in the Beauty League this summer with Brady Shea, I think was on that team that you're on, and then just being on the ice for these captains' practices with players like Devon Taves, what is it you notice about being up close to players of that caliber that really stands out to you about them?
Yeah, it's obviously really special anytime you get on the ice with any NHL guy. So that's something I always look forward to, and I love it. So, but everyone's so skilled. I think something that really sticks out with them is their scoring ability. They all have really good shots, and I think that's a big jump from the American League and college as well. So scoring ability, and they're obviously all big too. So everything about the NHL guys is pretty good.
What do you think separates players like that from one league to the next?
It's hard to say. Everyone's kind of got their own identity that kind of separates them as a player. So some guys are really good skaters, some guys have really good shots, some guys are big and sound defensively. So everyone kind of has their own little talent.
How do you hope to separate?
I'm not entirely sure. I think I'm a pretty good skating two-way defenseman. I kind of just looking to help the team out in any way I can. I think I'm pretty versatile and can activate offensively, and I think that's sort of where I separate myself.
When it comes to this weekend in particular, what are some of the goals that you have to try and get to make this a useful experience for you?
Yeah, I think it's first few games of the fall season here, so I know I'm gonna make mistakes out there. I'm not really expecting perfection. I'm just gonna kind of go out there and get the feel for playing 5-on-5 games again, and just kind of get back into the groove. And nothing too high goal setting here, but I'd say just kind of get back in the groove of things.
What were some learning lessons from the playoffs last year? You guys faced a really challenging Coachella team. Ultimately, that's what ended the season. But what were some of the valuable takeaways that you're going to bring into this next year?
Yeah, I think it just kind of gave me a good idea of what I was getting into for this next year. Pro is obviously a big jump from college, so I was kind of able to get some experience with playing against the pro guys, so just bigger, and everyone's faster, stronger, so it's a different style, and I think that was kind of the biggest takeaway I had.
New Avs skill coach Toby Peterson has been out there working with guys during some of these captains' practices. Is that someone that you've gotten to work with on anything specifically?
Just this past week, just kind of following along with his drills. They all seem really good. I haven't done anything too specific, but we worked on some point shooting and defending 2-on-1s and 3-on-2s, so kind of a little bit of everything.
Have you had a chance to talk or meet Jared Bednar yet?
I have not. Besides when I first signed here last year, I was able to come down for an Avs game, and I just kind of met him briefly before the game. So,
And I know Colorado had to make a compelling case to get here. I was curious at the end of last year if you've had any conversations with Chris McFarland about expectations for the year ahead.
Not specifically, just I'm thinking after development camp, I talked with him briefly just about kind of my plan for the rest of the summer. And we just kind of sorted that out and decided I'd come here a week early to kind of get used to elevation and get into the routine here with some of the pro guys. So, but nothing too specific going forward with the season.
You spent 4 years in college going the full route. How much do you think that benefited your development as a player?
Yeah, I think it benefited me a ton. It gave me 4 years of experience. So I came in freshman year as kind of a younger guy, just kind of looking up to the leaders and sort of finding my role within the team. And by my senior year, I was a captain of the team and had a bigger role with the team running the power play and penalty kill. And I was able to get that experience and just kind of, I think that improves yourself as a player all around and as a person and forces you to be a little bit more vocal within the team as well.
Your roommate got signed this summer after briefly entering free agency. What was it like to hear news that Matt Steinberg would be joining you in the next season?
Yeah, really exciting. I've obviously played with him for 4 years at Cornell, so him and I are already really close, and hearing a close friend's going to be on the team with you for the next 2 years is obviously really exciting news, and just really happy he ended up here as well.
Did you give him the hard sell those couple of days he was in free agency on why he needed to be here?
Yeah, I mean, I had a good feeling he was coming here, so but yeah, I was really excited, and because he was originally trying to get me to sign here as well, because he kind of knew he was gonna do that. So it went both ways. I was selling him too.
You talked about the plan after development camp. I was just curious what you had been up to from that point through now.
Yeah, I went home and did most of my training back in Minnesota. All was good there, and I actually ended up coming back out here to Colorado with just a little family trip. Came out here for a weekend and did some hiking in Breckenridge, Crested Butte, and Aspen, so we kind of bounced around a little bit, but got to do some really cool hikes out there, and that was a really special time with my family.
Are they pretty sold on Colorado?
Yeah, they love it. They love it, and my dad does some work out here for real estate, so I'll get to see him a good amount too.
That's awesome. Well, I know you have a flight to catch. Do we have any final questions?
I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, Sam, thank you so much. We're really looking forward to watching you in the showcase this weekend.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming on.